Hi there, folks. Welcome back to the Short and Stout Guys channel. We are the Short and Stout Guys. I'm Terry.
I'm Daniel.
Daniel, we are so very close to the beginning of HHN. Now, actually, I know, woohoo! Actually, HHN starts tonight. We're filming this on Thursday, August 28th, right? Yep. And so it actually starts tonight, but we won't be there because tonight is the premiere night where the tickets go for around $350-ish a pop, and that's above us a little bit, right? And so usually they get a lot smaller crowd for the premiere night. They do provide free food, limited supply of food, but I think it's free as much as you care to eat, but it's not every single thing on the menu.
But for that kind of price, that'd like be the price for a whole
it would be
2 months.
It is.
Wow.
And I think the tickets that we purchased, which allows us to go the entire 2-month period, are not even quite that much. So, but I'm sure it's fun to go. The lines are much smaller. Yep. And so you get to all the houses and probably.
And also you mentioned the free food. That's nice
free
too.
Food's kind of a nice thing. Yep. Okay. Anyway, but we are there tonight. But this is the very, very first night. Now they did have an evening on Tuesday of this week, but that was a staff member only. So if you work at Universal Studios, you were able to go and enjoy Halloween Horror Nights. Just the staff. So that also would have been a shorter group or a smaller group. I had heard that about the average attendance. Now this may be accurate or not. According to Google, for each night of Halloween Horror Nights is between 30 and 35,000 people.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. And tickets run, around the upper 70s for a regular ticket. To get in. If you want to get a ticket that lets you in earlier so you can be in line ready to go, I believe that's another $40 or $50. I'm not 100% sure on that one. And then if you want to get an express pass, which allows you to get kind of front of line access to all the houses and things, those are very expensive, and those can run, a couple $100 more, or depending on what's going on that night. So Universal's doing okay with the money that they make at the Halloween Horror Nights event, and it runs for a full 2 months, all the way from again starting today through September, through all of October, and just a smidgen into November. So they're going to be fine. Well, we've been getting very excited about it. We've gone a number of times and taken a look at the updates to the scare zones. Right, the last time that we were there, we can happily report that the bridge is done and open.
Yay!
And we actually made our first journey across the bridge, so that was kind of fun. The bridge looks great. They've added some kind of specialized wood boards, or maybe artificial wood, I don't know, but it's textured. So even in a decent rainstorm, you should still be able to get some good traction on the bridge. So that's nice. That way you don't have to go all the way around. You can cut off a little bit. So you get some room.
Also, the walls around the bathrooms are down, but the bathrooms are not operational yet.
The last time we were there was last night at the park on Wednesday, and the bathrooms are totally visible. You can see them, but it says that they are not yet ready. So I don't know if they're waiting to open them they've got to be open for HHN.
They look nice. I like the nice darker wood.
Everything on them looks a little bit more permanent. It's not just like a wood siding and stuff. It looks like more of a fiberglass. It looks like wood, but it looks like it's more of a.
Also, they moved the entrance to the women's restroom. Now you can get to the men and the women's on one side.
Yeah, the women used to be able to go from the front or the back, and now it's just from the front of the thing. So anyway, also we'll throw in kind of at the end of this video. We took images of most all of the food stands that have popped up, and a shot of their menu. Now, we're not foodies, so we might find a couple things that we like at HHN that we'll enjoy having maybe multiple times. It's kind of hard to say.
Or some things that we want to collect for a certain thing. Fallout!
Yeah, you had a Fallout kind of a rat-away thing that you wanted to get, which is made out of a mocktail, so no alcohol in that. We don't drink either, so other than Diet Coke, we love our delicious Diet Coke. And then, you might get some of that kind of stuff. But we did also find out that we thought maybe there'd be a food booth down the alley where the Toxic 20s.
Toxic 20s, yeah.
And it just looks like it's going to be a drink booth.
Yeah.
So they're going to have some specialty drinks there, but no food at that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We also found out, because they did have the cast member night on Tuesday, they do move the newsstand. We were kind of like, why is that, how would the barrel come around it? Well, they actually pick it up on a forklift, and they move it out into the middle and kind of point it in a direction where, okay, yeah, I could see where something would jam on it. And there's several other really large pieces that they bring out just for that, for the evening, that we have not seen before. So I don't know that we have any pictures of those. If we do, it's kind of a long away shot as they were clearing us out to get ready for the staff night. But anyway.
But what we're here today, we're going to be talking about the Tribute Store.
Yeah, the Tribute Store is open. Now, we love the Tribute Store. If you're not familiar with HHN or how things work at HHN, which is Halloween Horror Nights, every year, or at least for a long time, they have the merchandise for HHN kind of available all over the park. You can get it in a lot of different stores. But then each year, they make a Tribute Store, a specialty store that has sometimes something to do with that year, but the store itself has some kind of a theme. In the past, there have been what kind of stores?
There's, like last year, I believe it was like kind of a post-apocalyptic run through New York, where apparently this giant bat thing is broken out of the museum.
There was some kind of an artifact that called in this giant bat thing.
So you go through a destroyed convenience store, and then a hideout, and then you go into the sewers, and then you go into a subway.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then eventually you run in to this giant bat creature, and I'll put a picture of that up also.
And the year before that, they had this really cool comic strip kind of thing. Like you enter through a comic store, and then each room was dedicated to a different comic story. Like one was Burr Schuster. There's one for these two grave robbers, and then some were
different stories.
Yeah.
But while you're going through these stores, not only do they have them themed but you can also get all the merchandise in there. So and they usually have food in there too, like a food area where things are behind glass and you can buy some food. They don't have that this year, but they have all the other stuff, right? So this year's Tribute Store, they've been kind of hinting. You never know exactly what it's going to be until the Tribute Store opens. It was supposed to open on Tuesday. And we went there on Tuesday, and it wasn't open. So we had to go back on Wednesday, but we were still really excited to see it. So there's been some posters around advertising a special extravaganza, some kind of a cursed artifact collection that is going to be displayed in a museum or some kind of a showcase that was supposed to have happened back in the 1920s. Now, Universal has released a clip of the Tribute Store, like a little mini commercial, and I will run that for you here so you can take a look at the clip, and then we'll take you inside and show you what it actually looks like. So that was a pretty cool little clip. Wasn't real long, and they never really highlight the merchandise. when they do those little clips of the thing. And I think a lot of that is copyright. They don't have rights to a lot of the intellectual properties that they're selling in the store. So anyway, so we love the idea that it's this this artifact place. And so we got in. Now this is a unique tribute store because it has 3 different ways in, or also you could go out those 3 entrances or exits, right?
This is the first tribute store that doesn't take place in its usual spot around the corner in the New York section, but on the other side, it takes place in kind of what was originally the arcade right next to the Sahara Trader store.
So you can go in through Sahara Traders, that's one entrance. You can go in through the main way, which is used to be the Palace Arcade or something like that, and that's the main way. And we'll give you a little view in both of the ways. That's all 3 ways. And then the other way you could go in is on the side street right across from Louis, I think it is, right? So you're coming in that way. I think that's right across from Louis Pizza, right?
Yes.
And you can go in that way as well. And we'll just kind of show you kind of what it looks like going in each direction. And then they've got it set up like all these exhibits of these cursed artifacts. Now the problem is when you bring all of this cursed stuff together, something bad happens. But Daniel mentioned a little bit ago about this giant bat creature, right? Well, the artifact that released it is on display. One from a couple years ago that released, I don't know, kind of like a squid monster. Is in there, and there's some other cursed artifacts. And then the main artifact this year is kind of a jar, and I forget what the name of the jar is exactly, but it's kind of like a Pandora's box.
Yep.
And it's been opened, and it has just released all this evil. And if you stand by this thing, it's just kind of pulsating.
There are these really cool shadow effects.
Yeah, where it's just kind of the shadow of the thing is just pulsating. So it's very cool. And then we'll take you a walk through, and you can kind of get an idea of the feel of the tribute store. And we might show you some of the stuff. Most of the items in the tribute store, I really didn't see a lot of new things. Most everything in there we've seen before and maybe shown prices of before in other stores.
Yep.
So they have things there for the main IPs, which are Fallout. You've got the
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy. You've got the Clown guy.
Art the Clown.
Art the Clown, yeah, which I'm not at all interested in. They have also what are
Wyatt 6.
The Wyatt 6, which is the wrestling one, and then there's one more.
Jason.
That's right, the Jason universe.
Yep.
So they've got all these different sections, and you can buy just about whatever you want in there. Shirts running around $33 to $35 for a t-shirt, and then kind of up from there. They also have handbags. Those are a little bit more. I didn't see any lounge flies in there. Maybe I just missed them, but you know, they've got the headbands for the Five Nights at Freddy. I think those were around $35.
Yep,
And one side they look regular, the other side they look demented.
Yep, they had a cool Fallout hat that was embroidered for
Really nice.
$35 too.
Yeah, now here's kind of a thing too. When they have things in the tribute store that are embroidered, like hats or things like that, if they sell out, sometimes when they get them back in again, they're not embroidered anymore. They're just like a stick-on. Like last year with the Ghostbusters hat, they came out with an embroidered one that was a Slimer hat, and it was a really nice embroidery in front and the back. Well, when they ran out of those and they got in another stock of them, they were just iron-on stickers. So you got to make sure if you see something you like, it's going to be a little bit more money to get the embroidered one. I think they were around $35, but they were embroidered front and back for the Fallout hats, for example, and the Five Nights at Freddy hats, things like that. So anyway, we'll take you on a trip through, and then we're going to show you again, like at the end, we'll show you the different kinds of food booths that pop up. These are built just for the event, and each of them has their own special menu, and we'll kind of give you a look at what's going on there. And then I think we'll come back and we'll talk about it after those couple of clips. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the tour there of the really cool and creepy looking tribute store. Very cool. Looks like it, after things went sideways during the original exhibit in 1927, I think it was. Obviously, the thing closed down, and they've just reopened it that people can go in and just kind of explore. Yeah, and explore we will. But lots of things up top with lots of the little Easter eggs and things.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs in this tribute store.
And then all the work that they put into the little food booths around. Now, not hugely interested in all the food, but it's amazing the work that they put in.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, these would have just been like white little tents, but now they've made like their own custom facades. It is really amazing how much work and dedication they put into these.
And it adds to the whole event. So, all right. What we're going to plan to do, not the rest of this video, but coming forward, is we're kind of going to focus on different things, different times we do videos. We might do a video just of the scare zones. We might do a video of just as much as we can show of the intellectual property houses, which there are 5 of those. Those are the scare houses, the big event. And then there's another 5 that are original houses Universal came up with. And we might just do, a lot of our videos will kind of be that sort of thing. Going forward, we'll kind of try to focus on a couple smaller things at a time. And hopefully you enjoy it. You get a better idea of what HHN is about. This is the 34th year for HHN. Next year will be the big one, the 35th year. And so we'll enjoy having you come along with us and experience this strange thing that runs for a couple of months here in Florida. The most popular Halloween event probably in the country. So popular they're starting to build them other places now. They've got just a year-round HHN event that they've opened up now in Las Vegas, and they've got another one coming in Chicago. So we'll see how those turn out. But for now, thanks for coming along with us to explore this tribute store. We'll see you back very soon for seeing some of the zones and seeing some of the houses as much as we can and that sort of thing. So until next time, take care.
And stay spooky.
Spooky. HHN.